Hello, my name is Keith, and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how return to senders work. And I've seen so many, for the past month, I've seen a bunch of people talk about how different return to senders work. So basically, when it comes to crystals or energy healing or anything like that, when you return someone's energy, all you're doing is hitting the button on sending their energy back, and you don't have to deal with it anymore. But I've seen a bunch of misconceptions online, a bunch of people saying several different things, a bunch of people saying don't return energy to the sender, don't do that, that's the worst thing you can do, transmute it to love and light. And I really gotta talk about this. That's insane. Everyone might believe in their own different thing, but I like to think of it as an analogy of grenades. And it's very windy out here, it's extremely windy. If you guys can hear me, I'll try to play with the audio settings on the video by the end of it, but I hope the captions help. The thing with return to senders is it's not your energy, so you don't have to deal with it. I like to use an analogy of, this is my favorite one, when someone throws a grenade at you, and you're like, you don't really want to think about what the grenade is for too long. It's not your grenade, it's not your energy, and you're just like, no thank you, and you throw it back. You don't pick it up, you don't interpret it, you don't wonder why it was thrown at you. You don't wonder what's it doing, like, when's it gonna go off? No. When someone throws a grenade at you, you pick up the grenade and you throw it back. No thank you. And then it goes back to them, as long as you don't add grenades to it, if that makes sense. So I'll explain that analogy a little bit later. But when you're sending someone's negative energy back, it's not yours anymore. You don't have to deal with it. When you deal with someone's negative energy, you're now claiming that that energy is yours. You're making an energetic statement by you putting up with the energy, you trying to transmute it. The only time I would try to transmute it, and even in this case it's not really worth it, it's worth sending it back still, is with family members, because if a family member is sending you heavy negative energy, then it sounds mean, but sending it back actually teaches them that that energy is not yours and you don't want to deal with it unless you feel like dealing with it. So like, oh, whoa, sending family members negative energy back. Not actively use crystals such as Mexican fire agate, even black tourmaline can send back negative energy, but all it does is adjust whatever the exact energy that the person's sending you. You're like, oh, I'm gonna match energy. No, don't match it, send it back. So it just shows, it basically demonstrates throughout their day, throughout their energy field, throughout their lessons that, hey, this is your energy and now it's you dealing with your own energy and you can't put it on anyone else, so you have to learn regardless. So it might sound mean, but in energies, in certain circumstances where you feel like transmuting energy, how do you do that? It's basically, you put up with it, you try to dissolve it, you try to go through it, you try to interpret it, you try to determine its origins, and you're transmuting energies, and you could be doing about 10 to 12 different things instead of because you're going to get tired, you're going to get exhausted, and you're going to have no energy. And you're going to be out of energy, and you're going to become an energy vampire. That's how it works. You have no energy, and then you're like, oh my god, I don't have energy all the time. What happened? It's because you're trying to transmute all these energies that are not yours. Instead of first saying, hey, this is not my energy, I don't want to deal with it, you claim the energy. You claimed it by dealing with it. Bing! It's like a phone call. It's a spam phone call. When you pick it up, are you going to, some people you do for fun, but, and some people do this for fun as well when it comes to transmuting energies, but when a spam caller calls you, it's like, hello, who's this? Are you Rob? No, I'm not Rob. Well, I have a problem with Rob. I'm not Rob. Well, you must be, because you're on the phone with them still. Well, I know a Rob, and you're just dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. And these people could be just like, well, I want you to go to your computer anyway, and then click this button. And you're going to that link for no reason because that spam caller wasn't even looking for you. Maybe they accidentally found you, etc. That's how negative energy works. It'll accidentally find you sometimes. Sometimes people will send it to you. What you're supposed to do in that case scenario is just send it back. Don't deal with it. And you know what I've noticed, and this is a very interesting part of the video. When it comes to negative energy, the people saying don't send it back. Can you guys guess about this first? Can you guys guess? The people saying don't send it back are the people sending it. I've seen a bunch of black magic practitioners online saying don't ever send, and they'll find every single excuse in the book as to why people shouldn't send negative energy back. And it's literally that person sending energy and they're worried that the person will figure out how to undo it and send it back. When I'm going to give you a few ways to send back negative energy in this video. You know, if you still have energy on you from 10 to 15 years ago, there's ways to send it back. And I'll teach that towards the end of this video, but I hope it's not too windy for you guys. When it comes to negative energy, it's not yours. Don't claim it, that's it. But these people will say, oh, when you send it back, well, you're also sending back some of your energy, and they'll keep your energy, and now that energy belongs, they'll fancy word it. They'll find a way to put really pretty, they'll find a way to bend knowledge into being a lie. They'll twist the knowledge into not knowledge. They'll twist it into false knowledge. What is false knowledge? Can you guess? False knowledge is, you guessed it, a lie. It's not a white lie, it's just a lie. These people are lying to you, saying, oh, well, if you take negative energy and you send it back, now you're going to get the car, but no, you're not. It's not your energy. When someone knocks on the door to your house and they want to come in, but you don't let them in, you close the door. Are you going to let them in your house and then try to figure out why they want to be in your house? And then you're trying to get them out of the house because you're trying to deal with them. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it should work. I'll tell you right now, your angels are actually most importantly, God sends back a whole bunch of negative energy when you're close to Him that's not yours, that you don't want to be dealing with. You just don't see it. So God's doing it for you behind your back without you knowing it. Not necessarily behind your back, just while you don't notice it. Your angels do it regardless. When someone sends you a psychic attack and you're talking to God, you have a close connection with God, you're very, you're strong with God, you're doing nothing but right, and this is the key thing. When you're doing nothing but right and you're just staying on the right track and someone sends you negative energy, sometimes it'll go back by accident. Think about these stories. I mean, because you guys encounter them, you guys have lived it. When these people who are hexing and cursing you, or literally cursing you at work just with their words, what happens to these people after? Oh, they're living lavish lives. No, they're not. They're not. That's an illusion. They'll do their best to show that they're living a lavish life, when they're in fact not living a lavish life. These people are living miserably, and they're living so miserably that they want to put on the front and show everyone how well they're doing. They're not doing well. People are like, well, I see them on Instagram. They posted that they're at the beach, and that person lives in a cold area, and that, you know for a fact that person can't be two places at once. They have AI now. People are taking pictures. They can be 100% of anything. Don't believe everything you see online. Including some of these people saying, oh, don't send it back. Don't send it back. Well, the nice thing is, if you don't know how to send it back, use return sender crystals such as Mexican fire agate. Black tourmaline, when you charge it, let's charge it with a sunlight, it's piezoelectric, and it will send it back for you. What else? A whole bunch of crystals, return crystals to the sender. No, a whole bunch of crystals return negative energy to the sender. Lapis lazuli does it in a very strong way, especially when you work with St. Michael the Archangel and you have lapis lazuli. It sends back psychic attack very harshly, so that it learns. The main point is, when you send back negative energy, it's like, hey, this is not my energy, I don't want to deal with it. And when it goes back to them, it's doing a justice. It's doing a justice. That negative energy that was sent towards you, that you send back to them, now they're experiencing, oh, the sun just got clouded, cool, now I can see. Now, the negative energy that has been sent back to them, that's something they're going to learn from. They're going to benefit and become a better human, a higher version of themselves. These people who experience their own negative energy, they have no one around them, they're like, wait, okay, so everything, maybe they're doing a bunch of stuff wrong, they're like, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff wrong, and there's no one to point their fingers, they can't point their fingers to anyone, and they can't blame anyone. So they'll eventually, somehow, they'll figure it out. Some people never figure it out. Some people never, ever figure it out. But if these people have a potential in them to grow, they'll figure it out, and they'll stop doing what they're doing. A lot of people even on TikTok live, so they're like, oh, I'm doing black magic on you right now. I'm like, go ahead. Absolutely, go ahead. Because guess what? If that's how you learn, then that's how you learn. Go ahead. But when you're doing right and nothing but right, you don't really worry. You just hit the button and send the negative energy back. It's literally at your door. it doesn't get in, and thus you allow it in, and then you send it back. Don't feel bad about sending back negative energy. It's not mean. It's not hard. I mean, it's not being harsh out of wanting like, ha, this person got their own negative energy, because you're never supposed to do that. I can tell you right now, if you're saying, ha, look at them, they're suffering, they got all their negative energy going back to them, ha, that's a wrong way to look at it. The way to look at it is, like, even with myself, some of the worst of curses I've sent back, I'm like, I really feel bad for this person. Like, this person is, like, that's where their soul is at. They live where the curse they sent is. They feel so cursed on the inside that they have to try to curse people on the outside. And I will voluntarily sometimes send more than, actually I do it a lot more than I did in the past, but when someone's cursing someone, I will voluntarily just be like, hey, okay, depending on how bad the person is being cursed, or if they're actually being cursed, I'll be like, hey, well, I know you, so I'll just send it back for you. Because it's easy, it's a button, it's literally a button. If the person's doing wrong, this is actually really important. If you're doing wrong, it's a different story. Now, you try to put your own spin and then add negative energy to the negative energy going back, and you're trying to make things worse, and you're trying to add drama, and you're the problem, their energy will go back to them, and your energy will go back to you. It's not sometimes, in some cases, because there's different cases, if your angels are like, hey, you need to learn. Like, you're just doing nothing but darkness, so let's just say you actively chose darkness for yourself. And someone's out here hexing and cursing you and doing you very bad, sending you demons, whatever. And you're in a place to where you've made your guardian angels upset. You made them walk away. Now you're on your own. Your guardian, people like to say, oh, my guardian demons or my dark guides. When you're screwed, they basically tell you, like, hey, I can't help you. Like, you're just where I am. They can't elevate you to a high point. How can a demon bring you to the heavens when they're not allowed in, when they're in a very low place themselves? These people who want to work with the darkest of entities will be in a very bad position, and they'll turn to the entities who are guiding them and be like, can you help me? They're like, no, you're just where I am now. Same thing with angels. If you turn to angels and you're like, okay, can you help me? They'll point you straight to God. They'll be like, you talk to the big man, you get right with him, you fix habits about yourself, and then you'll be corrected. If you're doing things incorrectly, if you don't know what you're doing wrong, which happens a lot, ask God for guidance. Say, God, please show me what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. If there's something I'm doing that's really wrong, please show me, because I would like to become a better person. And he'll show you. It'll become, ask him to make it obvious. Say, God, please make whatever I'm doing incorrect obvious, please. And it will be obvious. It will become very obvious. And then you'll notice a whole bunch of negative energy automatically goes back. Because people, I mean, even if you're just a person of God, even if you're not practicing spiritual protection, this is what I mean. If you're not practicing, you definitely should. I mean, if you just pray alone, prayer alone does not always do it. You have to act too. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to be like, no, this is not what I'm doing. We're the black tournament that God has made. We're the Mexican fire agate that God has made. And it will protect you. It will protect you in battle. Because you can be the best swordsman on the planet, but if you don't have a sword and God backing you, what are you? Naked. So, if you want to be naked against negative energies, protect yourself and send it back. Most importantly, ask God for help. As feathers blow around on the sand of the beach. And you'll be put on the right track. Don't worry about what your enemies are doing. Don't worry about if the karma's gone back to them. Because as soon as you send it back, it begins hitting them. Immediately. Sometimes it's a Trojan war horse. So sometimes these people, I mean, I'm not going to explain how karma works, but these people get their karma. They'll do something, for example, that they think is going to benefit them, and they've been a bad person, and their negative energy has been sent back to them, so they don't have the blessings of the Lord because they're doing wrong, and they find that their blessings are not actually blessings. They're blessings in disguise because they're disguising themselves as people close to God when they're doing wrong behind, which it's People think they can do wrong behind God's back. God sees everything. Why don't people get that? But keep doing what you're doing if you're just doing good. Protect yourself. Use crystals to armor yourself. Warriors need armor. You can have God, but God puts the armor on the earth for you to use. Prayer alone doesn't just do it. Send the negative energy back. You can do it with intentions. And by the way, if you're around the negative energy, make distance from yourself so you're not by action claiming the negative energy. Just send it back. Don't deal with it. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.